All right, President Trump recorded a special Christmas message, and we're going to play that for you later on in the show, so stay tuned for that. The president continues to fight for the election as more and more lawmakers are pledging to object to the Electoral College results on January 6th. He'll also be greeted by a massive crowd of his supporters in D.C. that day. Check out this flyer for the March for Trump. All hands on deck. The president has called us to action, and be there will be wild. Joining us now is a driving force behind that effort, Amy Kremer, the chair of America First Women and co-founder for Women for Trump. Also, Joe Collins, who ran a hard-fought campaign against Maxine Waters and is a proud Navy veteran. Joe, great to see you. Let's start with you and this fight to overturn the election and what's happening on January 6th. What do you think happens here?
Well, I'll tell you this. There are a lot of people who are upset about the election results. We know that there have been cheating. We have evidence of cheating. We have evidence that these machines are being ran by foreign entities, and this is something that we have to fight for. Amy and Women for America First has been on the front line making things happen, and we support them, absolutely.
All right. Well, we've been looking for a lot of this evidence. At this point, we're still trying to find a lot of it. There's obviously a lot there as far as, we can talk a lot about how the rules changed, how they sent out ballots. There was a lot of things happening there. We've got video that shows some counting happening when the watchers weren't there, and what happened in Pennsylvania, what happened in Georgia as well. Amy, let me go over to you for a second. I want to talk about this march on Washington on January 6th, what you guys are doing. You're expecting a lot of people, right?
We are, Rob. We had the first March for Trump November 14th, right after the election. And honestly, I thought we may have 10,000 people show up because we put it together in a matter of 4 or 5 days. But the official number, I think, is somewhere between 1 and 1.5 million. And so then we had another one December 12th. And again, I didn't think many people would show up because so close to Christmas and because they had just been there in November. But sure enough, again, approximately 1 to 1.5 million people. And we had planned to go back January 6th. We are in this. We're fighting for election integrity. Men and women have fought and died, given their lives for our right to vote in free and fair elections. And I think that everybody should want to know that we have free and fair elections. And as far as the machines and all that go, look, the Democrats themselves, if they want it fair and square, they too should want audits. We should audit every vote, and we should make sure that every vote counts. And that's what we're fighting for. We're not going to stop fighting. And, I thought President Trump's legacy was going to be the courts and exposing the fake news media and whatnot. I think this is going to be a big part of his legacy as well, is exposing voter fraud.
Yeah, there is so much to dig up there. There's so many people. I mean, I think, 22% of Republicans right now trust what happened in this past election. There is obviously a lot to be concerned about and a lot to investigate. And it is interesting to see all the pushback, when people are just curious about something from a party that spent all those years after 2016 saying that election was stolen. Now suddenly they trust implicitly how elections go in this country. That's interesting enough. All right, Joe, I want to go back to you for a second. I want to talk about, you put up a heck of a fight against Maxine Waters in California. It didn't turn out the way you wanted. Tell us a little bit about that journey for you and what's next.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm very proud that we got Maxine to come out and actually campaign against us. And we know that the election results didn't go in our favor, but we know that there are a lot of irregularities when it comes to what we did when we ran this fight. We know that Gavin Newsom had an injunction placed on him to say that you cannot send mail-in ballots to everybody in the state of California, and he did it anyway. This gives the opportunity for a lot of election fraud. And so within the next couple of days, we will be filing our lawsuit to contest the election results in California. We know that they had some wording on ballots that should have been there legally that were not there. And so these are the things that we are fighting for. And we're fighting for our president. We're fighting for honest and true elections. And I'm going to tell you, just like the president and many other people who did not win their race, we don't mind losing, but we do mind being cheated. And that's what we're looking to expose. We're looking to expose the cheating in this election. I do not trust Democrats. I said this multiple times. I trust gas station sushi more than I trust more Democrats, especially in California and across the United States. And so, yes, we're going to fight. That's why I support the movement. I support the movement in Washington, D.C. on the 6th. And we will be there. We will be in full support of anything anyone needs for our campaign. We will be there helping out.
Okay. Amy and Joe, thank you guys so much. Good to see you both.
Just say, if for those interested, go to TrumpMarch.com. We are about to kick off a nationwide tour. We're spending Christmas with our bus out on the West Coast, and we kick off on Sunday from here in Nevada and then hit Southern California and go across the country. TrumpMarch.com. We'd love to have everybody join us. Our president has called us to action. I think as Americans, we need to show up.
Sounds great. Guys, thank you so much. Amy and Joe, great to see you both tonight. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
All right. Okay, as you know, the president has been handing out a lot of Christmas pardons this week. We've been covering them all week. One of those, you, along with